Watching CLTV News.
Just shy of his graduation from the 8th grade, a teen free of charge. The only catch, they also have to move it. I'm Angela Miles. Thanks so much for joining us here on CLTV News this afternoon. A sad ending to the school year for students in Evanston. Their classmate, 13-year-old Wayne Hoffman, is dead. 2 men are in custody and charges are pending. Hoffman was standing with a group of people in front of his aunt's house at 1732 South Brown Street when the gunshots rang out last night. At least 1 bullet struck the teen. Police say Hoffman was not the intended victim. Hoffman's friends are having a difficult dealing with his death.
It was over something that was dumb, but they was like, he wasn't the right person that they shot. They killed him for nothing. It was the bullet wasn't meant for him.
How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I feel real sad now. I mean, it's hard.
Hoffman was looking forward to graduating from Haven Middle School and celebrating his 14th birthday next week. As the Bulls get ready for Game 3 of the NBA Finals, the city of Chicago is preparing for victory celebrations. Chicago's Commission on Civil Rights is asking fans to keep those celebrations in line. House and move knows how exhausting it can be. Well, imagine moving and not packing a thing except the house. No kidding, it's happening in Northbrook right now. CLTV's Mary McGuire is in Northbrook now with more on that story. Good afternoon, Mary.
Good afternoon, Angela. Well, certainly not your typical moving day, that is for sure. This house behind me started the day out on Walters Avenue, but it will finish the day here on Shermer Road, the number specifically 1824. A crew from Wisconsin was brought in for this job. You can see them behind me. What they're trying to do is to get this house into place. This move has drawn quite a crowd. Shermer Road quite busy, but shut down to accommodate this house move. And if the old saying goes, home is where the heart is, well, today this one got a transplant. Calling it an oversized load seems an understatement. This 2-story house is certainly oversized and is certainly quite a load, some 70,000 pounds.
This is history, as far as I'm concerned, having the house moved, because it's been here ever since my husband's been a little boy.
It's not every day a house moves. That's what this crowd figured. Dozens came out to watch and record, including the home's future owner.
Our children had moved out, and we were into to do something exciting. So it's going to be exciting. It's unusual. It's a good way to become an empty nester.
The house made its way down Walters Avenue slowly, never moving more than a few miles per hour, but then it didn't have to go very far, just a half a mile. The tricky part, a turn onto Shermer Road. No small feat considering crews helped it limbo under power lines strung across Shermer. The 4-bedroom home was given away by a developer who plans to build 2 luxury homes on the now vacant lot. Original plans called for demolition, but restoration sits better with longtime residents.
It's a good feeling knowing that not everything gets torn down and destroyed just to make room for the new.
Well, they certainly are not making room for the new by giving this home a second chance at a second location. Again, the crews are here trying to get this home into place. It's taken several hours. Again, this started up at 9 o'clock this morning. It'll take until later on, late into the afternoon to get it done. That's early estimates. ComEd crews were out here. They're on overtime. This has gone a lot further than they expected. The cost of this project estimated at $20,000. Probably the cost is still climbing. Reporting in Northbrook, Mary McGuire, CLTV News.
All right, Mary, thanks so much for this story.
Frank Matthey tells us how.
For over a century it stood here, now it's just rubble. Since 1888 it was home for many different families. The families moved on, now so has the house. Yes, this is where it was, but now it's gone. A historic old Northbrook home. It's gone and it went that away. 70,000 pounds of Midwest history moving south on Shermer Road to a new address. A year ago, it was almost demolished, but owner and builder Neil Fortunato decided against that.
Well, for me, it wasn't right at the site that I bought it on. I wanted the land to build new homes on. I didn't want to demolish the house because it did have some character to it.
So Fortunato decided to give the house away free to anyone who would pay to move it. Northbrook residents Pat and Jim Young wanted the old place. Developer Wayne Berman is the guy who moved it.
It's a 109-year-old house that had some historical significance that was worth preserving. Rather than going into the dumpsters and going into the landfills, decided to move it.
The new owners won't say how much all this will cost, but they will totally renovate the structure and bring it back to its days of glory. And they're doing it to save something old.
Oh, what's happened in most of the suburbs is the land has become worth more than the houses. So they end up tearing down a lot of really wonderful old farmhouses. This house has just got beautiful wood floors and 9-foot ceilings, and it's a beautiful, charming house.
But the Youngs will not tear this house down. They'll fix it up and could move in by as early as September. Frank Matthey, ABC 7 News.
Nice looking house.
I say so. Looks like they just ordered it and just bring it on in, right?
Saves you a lot of headaches in the end. Well, let's check in with Floyd.
Road, but a real estate developer had it moved. It traveled about half a mile away to the 1800 block of Shermer Road. Now, this house had to limbo under power lines before it landed at its final destination, and trees needed to be cut back. Original plans called for demolition, but restoration sits better with longtime residents.
We've been waiting for a long time for this. We actually live up the street and don't touch that. And we've been waiting for weeks, just watching the house sit on the truck there.
The house was given away for free last year. The only catch, though, the new owner had to move it off the site. The developer needed room to build a couple of luxury homes. In business news, a surge for the Dow